So every now and then I get really creative and start doing something that I just sink my teeth into, that I'm like, we gotta make a video out of this. This is one of those situations, all right? So today we're gonna be doing a Bean Buddy encrusted ribeye. But the method is truly interesting. Let's get into the action. Per usual, not a lot of moving parts here. I like to focus on technique and product. So we've got a gorgeous Wooden Nickel Farms ribeye here. And you can tell this is an endemic ribeye, right? It's got the decal, or AKA spinalis or ribeye cap. And then you've got the gorgeous eye portion. Nice bit of fat content there. So I really love this. So we've stabilized our grill at 325 degrees. That's, you know, mid-range for smoking. Let's go ahead and fabricate our ribeye. And I call it the split ribeye, because I'm actually gonna split it right here. Oh, wow. Again, this is something I've had a lot of success with at the house. Now, like a lot of our cooks, I'm going to score the surface, creating more surface area for smoke, for seasoning, and caramelization. And we're gonna do that for every single side. So think about how long it would take to cook a very thick ribeye, and then you split it in these two little loins like this. We're increasing our cook time, or I guess we're decreasing our cook time, and increasing surface area, caramelization, all the things we just talked about. So this method is so cool to me. All right, we are scored on all sides. We're gonna season up today with Lane's Barbecue Scorpion Rub. I love this rub for beef. This is probably my favorite rub out there. All right, oops, we're gonna do it this side so we're not going crazy. It's sweet, it's heat, it's salty. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you get that fat cap. Good, 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 good. Now that we're all seasoned up, let's go check out our grill setup, and we're gonna have to put a smoke chunk in. Notice I've got a deflector on one side. I've got a glowing bed of coals, but really intense there in the center where you can see some of those holes in the fire grate. Plug that wood chunk in there, and once I see that wood chunk combust, that's when we have that good, clean smoke that we're looking for. And there it is, all right? Now we're gonna cover that up. We're gonna heat this grill grate up for the final portion of this cook, so it's almost like a reverse sear. Now, yeah, over here, semi-indirect. Still get a little sizzle at 325. No oil, just seasoned, scruffed, split. We're gonna go ahead and close the dome and get a little smoke on each side. Now, this isn't one of those reverse sears where you have to worry about getting to a certain internal temperature. All we want is smoke on the outside and a little bit of caramelization, that low and slow caramelization. You hear me talk about roasting coffee and baking bread, and it drives the craveability. That's the mild reaction where the proteins have turned to sugar, versus a big, bold, quick sear, which is the caramelization where the proteins turn to sugar as well. We're gonna get both. Best of both worlds, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I get tongue-tied, but we've got some amazing smoke coming out right now, a nice seasoning. There's not much left to do except for wait probably another 10 minutes and then start to roll it so we get even caramelization, and then we're gonna crank up the temperature, roll it in that Bean Buddy, and blister sear it. This is a great method. See you in a couple minutes. We couldn't make it just a steak method. I got to throw some asparagus in there as well. Whenever I'm doing my asparagus, I like to line it up. You know, we want pencil thickness is my favorite, and we're gonna slice at a slight bias, not straight down, a slight bias. Now, what do you do with the rest of the asparagus? You can blanch these off and trim them down and make a cream of asparagus soup, or you can put them into risottos. There's a lot of different things we can do this besides throwing them in the compost pile. Okay, so there's use for this as well. But now we've got 100% usable, grillable asparagus. I beg of you, don't put oil on this stuff. I promise you, it's not going to stick to the grill grate. We're gonna wait till the very end to grill these up because they happen like that. 10 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, and look at the tops of this. Still nice and rare, but picking up. And look at all that caramelization just from the smoke. Beautiful. We need to go another 5 to 10 minutes to get that smoke. I know we said don't gun towards an internal temperature, but we're gonna land at about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So that low and slow process of the semi-hot smoke to about 100 degrees, then we're gonna let it rest in that Bean Buddy, and then we're gonna blister sear it, throw some asparagus on there. What a meal. It's been another 10-15 minutes. Let's go ahead and prepare our resting plate. We're gonna take this thick and rich bean buddy. If I can,
yeah, I heard it.
There it is.
Victory.
Yeah. And people are putting this stuff in their meatloaf. There's all kinds of uses for it. Look how great that looks.
Wow.
And it is thick, so you can imagine what kind of caramelization it's gonna put on.
Sweet?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now we just want it on the bottom of our plate. And let's go ahead and bring it over to the grill and remove that split smoked par cooked ribeye. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Bow, bow, chicka, chicka. That's what I'm talking about. A little wax on, wax off deal. And then just, you know, hang out a little bit. I'm telling you, this stuff is awesome. We're gonna let that rest for a couple minutes. We're gonna bring up the temperature of the grill. How do we do that? We open up the draft door on the bottom and give it more oxygen flow. And we can even leave the dome up at this point if we want to, right? That's maximum oxygen flow. Or we could close the dome and swivel open the control tower. But as you can see, remember that we were just looking at a couple minutes ago, this right-hand side, the grill grate is at the lowest setting of the divide and conquer, and it is as close to the flame as we can get it. And that charcoal is even banked directly underneath. So we're gonna get some big, bold, blasting caramelization here. Remember, asparagus does not need oil. Watch this, watch. And we are putting the asparagus on before the steak because it's gonna take a little longer. They'll eventually be on at the same time, but we'll start it first. And I'm putting it this way instead of this way. I don't want it falling through the grill grates. And what'll happen is it'll start to break that cellular structure down, the fiber down, and it'll start getting wet a little bit, and that's when we season it. If you season it now, watch what happens. It just kind of bounces off, right? And that's the one benefit that oil would have, is that it would stick to it in here. But if you wait for it a little bit, you cook it, you snap, crackle, pop it just a little bit on high heat, then hit it when the moisture's starting to come out and it's still al dente, we're good to go. That's a lot of information on asparagus. That was cooking class asparagus 101. Today's about the steak, isn't it? Yeah. So asparagus is getting there. It's about halfway there. Let's go ahead with our steak now that's been resting in the bean buddy. And if there's flare-ups, notice we've got a way to put it here, and then if we need to back it off, we've got this area up here, so we're very safe. All right, so let's lay that there, lay that one there.
Oh, the aromas.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The caramelization right off the bat. Now you could close this dome and kind of secure some of that, but there's enough going on here. We are good. And watch how I pinch and roll this asparagus. Got to pinch and roll. And now that I start to see some of that char on there, that's a good opportunity to hit some of that seasoning. Let's go ahead and flip this steak as well. Oh yeah. And this one as well. Oh yeah. We're getting there, team. Push all this together here. Little seasoning. Now it's sticking to it. Look at the difference. One more little toss on the asparagus. Look at that perfectly charred asparagus. Let's bring our plate over. And let's kind of, I don't know how we want to do this. Let's put half of it on this side, half of it on the other. Then we can have our sliced steak running up and down the center. That is so fun, so incredible. I couldn't wait to share it. Like I literally couldn't wait to share this method with these ingredients. Simple things done perfectly win every time. I know it's getting redundant at this point if you're a fan of the channel, but it's true. Okay. Now we don't need to let this rest again because it already had that initial rest period. So let's line the ribeye up, and I'm going to turn this to make it a little easier to slice at the same time. I'm going to use my tongs because this is really hot. So I'm going to put a little positive pressure here and just slice. Slice and slice, and look at that. Oh, that's that spinalis that we talked about. Slide our knife right underneath, kind of shingle that towards the front. Same thing again, just slide that knife underneath. Bean Buddy, Wooden Nickel Farms. That is fun all day long. Stop messing with it, chef. I've been waiting for this one. Look at that, just perfect little ribeye bite. Everything I wanted. And more. A ribeye cooked perfectly is awesome. A ribeye cooked with these elevated methods is ridiculous, right? I say it time and time again that one of the things that you're not going to enjoy about having a Kamado Joe is knowing that you can cook a better steak at home than you can going out. Like, you're ruined, you know. You're not going to see this on a restaurant menu unless you're watching chefs. This is a lot of fun and simple techniques. The split, the scruff, gave us so much more caramelization opportunities for the Maillard reaction to occur, for the smoke to happen, for the seasoning to get in the nooks and crannies. The smoke, the sear, like a lot of different things happening, but very simple. And if we understand why things are happening, we can replicate them or change them to make them even better. So, team, oh, I forgot the asparagus. You know, the natural sweetness of the asparagus, because we didn't coat it with oil, so it didn't coat our taste buds, so that we could get it perfect al dente, good pairing, classic pairing with a ribeye. No sauce necessary, because that bean buddy was just fantastic. That's a fun thing just to have for multiple reasons, even a stir fry sauce. Okay, lot of fun there. As I like to say, folks, simple things done perfectly win every time. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to do all the things. Hit the like button, hit the share button. I always have to say this, but do share it. Share it with somebody you love, share it with somebody you want to cook this for, and do leave a comment. We love reading and responding back to those. From our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.